Good day everyone, this is once again Elvin Valles and we are going to create a Java program provides a user with three different advanced sorting algorithms. First is we have the merge sort algorithm, second is quick sort algorithm, and lastly the heap sort algorithm. So as you can see is we have here a package called sorting exercise 2 and a file name named sorting exercise 2. So first up, we have to create a package in order to connect our file to that package. So package sorting exercise 2, and we have to create a class. So the name is sorting exercise 2, then curly braces. But we have to import a array for our array manipulation, and also the scanner util.scanner. So the scanner is to read user input arrays. Yeah. So now we're going to implement a method for our merge sort. Let's just put a comment merge sort. So let's start with our non-access modifier, which is the static, and return type void, and our method name. So our method name for today is the merge sort. Then inside its parameters we have a data type int, then a variable r, and another int, then left, and int right. So now we have to create a base case or our stopping condition. So let's use an if, and inside its condition is we have left is less than right. Then our curly braces. Now we have to, and now the recursion will stop when there is only one element left in the sub array, as a single element array is already sorted. The condition left is less than right ensures that the array is divided only when left is strictly smaller than right. Now we have to initialize int mid is equal to left plus, then inside the parameter is right minus left. Then we have to divide 2. So this calculates the midpoint of the array, which is used to divide the array into two halves. Left is the starting index and the right is the ending index. This variable mid represents the middle point between left and right. So now we're going to create a recursive call for sorting the first half. So we have here a merge sort, our method, r left right, then another one merge, but we have to put a mid here plus 1, then right. This is for a sort first and second half. So next is the merge. It merge the sorted half. So we have to call again our method right here, and it has inside of it should be the variable r left, and another is the mid. It should be just merge, sorry. Now let's proceed creating a another method another method for our merge. So let's start with another static again, then void return type, and our method merge right here. So in order to use this method, then inside its parameter we have the int r, int left, int mid, and lastly int right. So now that our merge variable is wala na siya, nag-error diri. So now we have to I mean that this variable r, this is the array we are sorting. So the left is the starting index of the portion of the array that we want to merge. The mid is the midpoint that divides the array into two subways, which is the left and right. And the right is the last index of the portion of the array we are merging. Now to calculate the size of the two subways is we have to initialize the int n1 as our variable is equal to mid, then minus left plus 1, that's it. Then another initialization for our int2 variable is equal to right, then minus mid. So the n right here, this is the size of the left subarray from left to mid. We calculate it as mid minus 1 plus mid minus left plus 1. So the plus 1 is needed because the midpoint is inclusive in the left subarray. Now the int2 variable, this is the size of the right subarray from mid plus 1 to right. It's simply right minus 1 minus mid, as the right subarray starts just after mid at mid plus 1. For example, if left equals 0, mid equal 2, and right equal 5. N would be 3 for the left subarray, R in the index of 0, and R index of 1, and R index of 2. Then N2 would be 3 for the right subarray in the variable R in its index 3, and R in the index of 4, and R in the index of 5. Now is we have to print a system that array copy. So this would be our printing the variables or the placeholders. And another thing is to print to print R minus right, R mid plus 1, then r, then 0, then r into. So this should be just in 1. Okay. So as you can see, the r variable is not yet called, and this should be array copy. So this should be left, not right, not ano. Then that's it. So another thing is we have to initialize that int I is equal to 0, then j is equal to 0. Then another initialization is nk is equal to left. So it would be a transferring another placeholder. So now we're going to create a while loop. So let's go back para ma-review na to. So we use a system that array copy to efficiently copy elements from the original array, the R, into the temporary arrays left and right. The first line copies n1 elements from R. I know this should be L then 0. Side. So L. The second line copies the n2 elements from R starting at the index mid plus 1 then into R. Now we're going to initialize loop variables. So we have here int I is equal to 0 and j equal to 0. So both na sila parehas of data type int. So another initialization for our loop is we have here int k is equal to left. So I is used to iterate over the L array starting from the first element. The j is used to iterate over the R array. The key, this keep track of the position in the original array, the R, I mean this one, where the merge elements will go. Now we have to create a loop. So first is we have a while, inside the parameter is I, then less than n1, and j is less than 2 and 2, then a curly braces. Now the condition, another condition is if L inside the inside the braces of L, the array is less than R, this one, our R, then inside of it is the J. Then curly braces. Now we have a R, then K, then equal to left I, then it iterates or add a value di, then else that else is R K gapon, then equal to R, then inside of it is the same J, then it adds another value for our variable J, or the placeholder, and it also add another variable, or iterates the K. Now this loop compares elements from both L and R L and R, and merges them into the original array R. So if the element from the left array is smaller or equal to, or this should be equal to R J, it is a placehold placed into RK, and I is incremented, move to the next element in the L. So else the element from the right array, the RJ, is placed into the R, and J is incremented and moved to the next array in R. Then after each placement, K is incremented to move to the next position in the R. So another is we have to create a copy any remaining elements from L. So same loop, while, and inside its parameter is we have a condition I is less than n1. Then R and K equal to L, then I. Now we have to iterate I, then also the K. So above the while loop, if there any remaining elements in the left array, this loop copies into this loop copies them into R. This ensures that any leftovers of elements in the left subarray are added to the merged portion of R. So we have to create another loop, copy in the remaining elements from R. So copy na natin siya. Then this kanila atong palihan di R, or atong right. So I guess we have a mistake right here. I know, tama din siya di. But we didn't create a array for our variable L and right, so we have to create one. So L is equal to new int in 1. So this is the instantiation of our array. We are creating an object L. So let's just copy this and R. So we have here a created object. So guess not the error gapon dere, then we just have to add a terminator. Okay, so everything looks good. Now moving on for our quick sort, let's just add another comment line just to note that we are going to create code for our quick sort. So first is we have non-access modifier, static void. Our name of our method right now is quick sort. Then inside its parameters we have int r and int low and int high. So ang purpose ani, this is the this is the main method that we will be responsible for recursively sorting the entire array. So the parameter r, inside the parameter we have the r variable, the array that we want to sort, and the low is the starting index of the part of the array we are currently sorting. High is the index of the part of the array we are currently sorting. So in quick sort we also need a base case or our stopping condition. So if low is less than high, so this line is checking whether the current subarray has more than one element. If low is less than high, that means we are looking at the subarray with 1 or 0 elements, which is already sorted by definition. So now we have to create a partition the array. We have to initialize the int pi as our variable partition. Then inside its parameter we have the r. So copy nato itong variable diri, low and high. So this is where the magic of quick sort happens. This partition function divides the array into two parts. One part contains elements smaller than pivot. The other part contains elements greater than pivot, and after partitioning, the pivot element is placed in its correct sorted position. The result pi is the index where the pivot element ends up. The left side of the pivot will contain smaller elements and the right side will contain larger elements. So now we have to create a recursive sort the left subarray. So we have to call our method quick sort and just our variable pi minus 1. After partitioning the left side of the array r, and inside its square bracket of the r is the low, to r pi minus 1 is sorted by making a recursive call to quick sort. The pi minus 1 ensures that we don't include the pivot elements in the left subarray since it's already in the correct position. So quick, quick, then pivot plus 1, pi plus 1, and this is our high. Okay. Now we have to create in another method static void static int, since it's a decimal, right? So we're calling, so partition method name is not yet called. So pa nato siya gamit. So we're going to create one. So inside of it, it's just the same. We have the r, then int low, and int high. So now we're going to create a variable pivot that holds a r for our high. Then another thing is so first up is this function is responsible for selecting a pivot element, rearranging the array so that all elements smaller than the pivot are on the left side, and all elements greater than pivot are on the right side. Finally, it returns the position of the pivot in the sorted array. So this is a this initialization is selecting the pivot element. Here we are choose the pivot element. We're picking the last element of the current subarray, the r high, as the pivot. So now we have to initialize int I as our variable is equal to low minus 1. So this variable I keeps track of the position where the next smaller element should go, and it starts at low minus 1 because we haven't found any smaller elements yet. So nganong low minus 1? So we use low minus 1 because we will incrementing I when we find elements smaller than the pivot. So next is we are creating a loop through the array. So for int j equal to low, then j is less than the high, and j iterates. Now this loop goes through all elements of the current subarray except the pivot, which is at r high. So the j represents the index of the current element being checked. We compare each element at the index j to the pivot. So now we have to check if the current element is smaller than the pivot. So we have here a condition: if r, the j, is less than the pivot. Then curly braces, and we have in iterates I. Then we have here a swapping elements temp. Then our I, and that r I is equal to r j, and that rj is equal to temp. So we will find an element smaller than the pivot. We increment I and then swap to Ri with Rj. So nga nung why swap? So we're placing the smaller elements of Rj at the correct position of Rii to ensure it's on the left side of the pivot. After the swap, the smaller elements are placed on the left of the array. So next is we go out the loop and create another to place the pivot in its correct position. So we have int temp is equal to r dot I plus 1, and the I plus 1 is equal to r high, and r dot high is equal to 10. So it's just like the same as this, it's just swapping. So this ensures that all elements to the left of r plus 1 I plus 1 are smaller than the pivot of all elements to the right are larger. The pivot is now in its final sorted position. So we just have to return I plus 1. So now that concludes our quick sort, and now we'll be moving the heap sort algorithm. So let's put a comment that this indicates the code heap sort. So we have to create another method. So again, static. Since this is just a one file, there's no need to need the public modifier. So we're gonna call it heap sort. Then inside its parameter, we have int the r, our placeholder. So ang purpose ani this method is the provide array using the heap sort algorithm. So the parameter is r, then the integer array to be sorted, then our braces, curly braces. The next is we are going to get the size of the array. So we're going to initialize int n is equal to r dot length. Since it is a length, since we're talking about the size of the array. So next is so this line stores the length of the array in the variable n. This is crucial for the following loops that operates in the array's size. So we have to build a loop. It is building a max heap. So int I is equal to n minus 2. I mean divide 2 minus 1. Then I is greater than or equal to 0, and we are going to increment I. So this and also we have to call the heapify, our method, r and n and I. So this loop builds a max heap from the array. A max heap is a complete binary tree which each parent node is greater than or equal to its loose child. So how does this work? The loop starts from the last non-leaf node n divide 2 minus 1 and moves up to the right and moves up to the root node of index 0. So why start from n and divide 2 minus 1? It is because all nodes beyond this index are left nodes, which do not require heapification. So right here is it is called a heapify function call. So this purpose ensures, or this function ensures, that the subtree rooted at index I maintains the max heap property. So the parameter R representing the heap and N representing the size of the heap, and I is the index of the current node to heapify. So after that, we have to sorting the heap. So another is we have to create a loop that int I is equal to n minus 1 and I is greater than 0, and we have to decrement the I. So after building the max heap, this loop extracts the elements from the heap one by one and place them into their correct position in the array. So the loop runs from the last index down to 1, gradually reducing the size of the heap. So we have swapping the root with the last element. We have here an initialization of int temp again for swapping, int temp r at start index 0, then r 0 is equal to r I, then r I is equal to temp. So this code swaps the root of the heap, the largest element, with the last element of the current heap. So after the swap, the largest element is now in its final sorted position at index I, and we can ignore it in the subsequent iterations. So we're gonna heapify the reduced heap. So heapify that r and I and 0. So after removing the largest element, the root, we need to restore the max heap property for the remaining elements. We call heapify. We're gonna call heapify that r n and I, and this should be heapify also. So we call heapify on the root node 0 with the new size of I, excluding the last element, which is now sorted. So we're gonna create, in order to use this method, we're gonna create a method that, so the same static return type void, and our method right here, this one. So let's copy it in order to use this function heapify. So inside of it is the same int r, our placeholder, and int n, and int I. So this method ensures that the subtree rooted at index I in the array are maintained. So this method ensures that the subtree rooted at index I in the array R maintains the maxheap property. So in our parameter we have the R representing the heap and the size N and the I for the current node to heapify. So we are now initializing the int largest is equal to I. So and int left is 2 multiple to I 10 plus 1. And also int right and multiple and 2 multiple I then plus 2. So the largest starts as the current index I. The left and right, these are calculated based on the properties of a binary heap. The left child is at index 2 multiple I plus 1 and the right child is at index 2 multiple I plus 2. So now we have to create a condition for our left child. So if left is less than n and r left and greater and left is less than n and r left is greater than, if greater r largest, then that's it. And if largest is equal to left. So if the left child exists, the left less than n and is greater than the current largest element, this one, it updates the largest to be in the index of the left child right here. So it passes. Then we have to create or to check the right child. So if right less than n and r right, then if r right is greater than the r largest, then that largest is equal to right. So similar to the left child, if the right child exists and is greater than the current largest, it updates the largest to the index of the right child. So after that, we need swapping is needed. So if largest is not equal to I, Then int swap is equal to r I. Then r I is equal to r equal to largest. Then r at the largest is equal to swap. Then it hippify the r and the largest. Nag-video ko. So, if largest is not equal to I, it means one of the children is larger than the current node. Thus, swap the elements at I in the largest. Right here, swap. Then, it after swapping, call hippify again on the index of the child that was swapped to ensure the subtree maintains the maxi property. So moving on now to how to create another method that a method is a utility to measure the performance of different sorting algorithms. So it starts with static void, then our method name measure sorting time, and we have here a string algorithm int r. If r largest to r. Okay, so the purpose of this method is to measure and print the time taken to sort the provided array using the specific sorting algorithm. So inside the parameters we have the r algorithm, the name of the sorting algorithm to use in the r is to sort. So we have to you should do so it's not called yet. So proceed. We have here a long start time is equal to system so we have here is long start time is equal to system dot nano time. So this is a method. This right here is a method. So it record the current time in nanoseconds to track how long the sorting operation takes. So we have a create a condition that if algorithm that equals to merge sort then the merge sort the left the merge sort r0 and r dot length -1 and that's it. Then we have to create another condition. So else if algorithm that equal to quick sort then quick sort 0 dot r dot length. This should be -1. Then we have to create another if else for our next condition that algorithm that equal of our object equal or the string heap sort. Then calling the method heap sort r. So if we're having an error in our code, we'll just fix it later. So based on the value of the algorithm parameters, the appropriate sorting method is called to sort the array. Now this printing, I know. We have to print it pala. So long end time, we're creating another variable, I mean a placeholder of the system dot nano time and long duration is equal to or in and minus start time. That and divide to 1 million. This will convert to milliseconds. Now we're going to print the result. So system out that print that algorithm plus sorted array plus array to string, then R. Okay. Then another print no there should be a method right here, parameter. The R. And we're gonna print it line print the time taken by and plus algorithm plus a semicolon and plus duration and plus ms. So it prints the sorted array and the time taken for sorting, giving a clear indication of the algorithm performance. So there's a lot of indicating of an error, but we'll fix it later. Because I made a mistake right here. It shouldn't be belong to this method. So the end, so it should be end time, not end. Our method right here, heap sort, quick sort. Okay. So now moving out for our main method, the entry point of the program. So first up, we're gonna create a object scanner, but before proceeding that, this would be our entry point. Then creating an object scanner is equal to new scanner. Then system.in. Now this initialize a scanner object to read input from the console, allowing user to interaction. Now for prompt for output, so we need to print. We have to prompt the user to enter the list of numbers to be sorted. So we have an example given 12, 45, 23, 85, 99, and 14. So this line prompts the user to enter a list of numbers to be sorted, providing an example for clarity. So dapat nag-use siya space. Now we're gonna read input into array. So since string input is equal to input dot next dot split then double quotation with space. This input string is split at spaces, resulting into an array of strings where each string represents a number. Now we're going to create and populate the integer array. So initialize int r is equal to new int inputs dot length. And for a loop, creating a loop dot int I is equal to 0. I mean if in that I if less than the inputs dot length, then it will iterate the I or adding a one value. Then r I is equal to integer dot percent for our inputs I. So that ends. So the purpose of this is to create an array of r, this one r of the same length as inputs. The loop iterates through the inputs array, converting each string to an integer and storing it in the array in the r. Now we are going to create a prompt for algorithm choice. So system .out.println, printing the statement choose sorting algorithm, whether you choose one is for merge sort, 2 is for quick sort, 3 is for heap sort, 4 is run all, and compare performance. So I guess that's it. Then so this prompts the user to choose which sorting algorithms to use with option clearly listed. So pili lang sila si user what sa choice niya. Then we're gonna read the user's choice. So we're creating an object choice, spelling choice is equal to scanner dot next int, since it's integer. So this reads the user's choice as an integer. The next is we have here a switch statement. Our right here the choice. Then one, calling the measure sorting time, merge sort, and r dot clone, and the break keyword in order not to leak or to print a next case. So copy lang sa case 1 para dali na. Then this would be our case 2, and this will be quick, and another for case our case 3. Then this is the heap sort. Then for our case 4, is 3 ana to ma-print tanan, like sa in option 4, run all and compare performance. So let's just copy this, this one and this one. So the purpose of switch statement directs the flow of the program based on user's choice. So in case 1, calls the measure sorting time method for merge sort using a clone of R to preserve the original array for subsequent sort. So as the same as for the heap, the quick sort and the heap sort. And if you want to choose the 4, then it runs all 3 sorting algorithms one after another, allowing for a performance comparison. And for the default case, it state invalid choice if wala diri sa choices like 1, 2, 3, 4. Then if the then next is to close the scanner in order not to leak. So we got a lot of error right here. Then we're gonna check it where we did wrong. Let's try to run it. Error gapon mo. Tangina ni. Katugod ako ba?
Mag-error yun siya.
Ha?
Mag-error. I-face nung kay sir.
Gipis ga asa mo siya makuan bay?
Ang subaya kato kung kwan. Kato gibuhat nga apay.
Ano man?
1 hour na lang.
Si 1 hour.
Ang pasahan buang.
Hindi alas 12. Alas 10 day. Alas 11.
10:30 guro.
Gago, kumano lang ko ni. Ay, ino na si Sir Ray na naka-video hina na si
Ay noy.
Di mabasa ang Happify do, yati kayo.
Oo, pag i-paste niyo mga kay sir, kay Muran.
Ngano ka na?
Muran, oy. Yati kayo.
Diri sa Happify gyapon ka bali.
Oh, oy dili dia ah. Sa package.
Package lang.
Package ako na mali. Ano kung si mali ani? Suyaan lagi na ako, boy.
Naasa man ni siya ron do.
Di sa kinapagitaon bal. Biscon mo na, biscon.
Pag magpasubulan.
Dili. Minirito ra mo sila. Na crispy. Ako na diyan.
Tutod sa sunod. Lingkod sa sunod.
Yang quick suit wala pa basa. Inang to eh. Asa man ni bay? R in R dot length dot I negative 1 I greater than 0 I iterate typify R n 1 close 1 and 10 R index 0 I temp typify R to 0 and in typify R and I largest 1 left to 1 plus 2 if R left R largest then if right in R negative 1
Yati ang afraid with. Ako lagi nagpasa. Di wala na yung kabidyo. Wala na yung oras.
Kung nakapasa sa sapon, pwedeng
Wala, nagpasin. Karoon na nagpasin.
copy lang ako ng gusto kasi no di na makaya
Ha?
Copy
Copy
na
na. Di na. Bahala ka doon. Malangay ka na. Suya kayo na doon.
pati ginalahi. Lahi pa rin yung code eh. Hindi nung mapalo itong giyatag ng sampung sir.
Dili, ipalo eh. Mamali gani no. Ambot nga no mamali. Pag kuan. Saan ni? Right?
I-rewrite nyo.
Mali.
Dili na kayo kung mag-explain ang ikaw na. Diretso na ako ikaw ng po niya. Ikaw na ako.
Diretso na eh. Daggan kay Giandel si sir na section. Sa tanaw niya tanan. Sa nakapasa mo na to.
Pero okay lang eh. Ito lang wa siling o. Tabuan mo yung
Naka 50 pa ko ila chiko.
ano.
Dagdag tabil. Yan to ko sa ila kayo. Agad sila kasugod niya. Apit na ang deadline. Agad sila kasugod.
So sa 3 o 4 mo ka.
Oh, yeah. I-video pa nila niya. Ako ipakodo nila. Wala ko dili. Kaya magkaong ko. Napamaya sa himin.
Kasi na rin to.
Si Christy, sila radwa. Ako niya ang camera pa yun.
so as you can see all errors are now fixed so let's try to run it with a list of 45 space 12 space 67 space 1 space 6 then we're gonna choose a merge then there is output so thank you for listening to this advanced sorting algorithm.